First up then, Lowe versus Bristow. True legends of the game face one another once again. A real blast from the past encounter. And your commentators are Sid Waddell and Dave Lanning.
Yes, it is an amazing reaction to two amazing players. They wrote the book about world darts from the late 70s. The crafty Cockney, 47, 5 times world champion. And Dave Lanning, John Lowe, old stoneface, picked up some darts in 1975 and wrote a legend.
Yes, we're having a really wonderful wallow down memory lane. Here's Lowe. I remember the first time he appeared on television. I think it was at the West Centre Hotel in Lily Road, Fulham, and he had to wear a jacket.
And the rules are, it's the fastest 6 legs. After their practice darts, they will bull up. Nearest the ball will throw first. That unique style that would grace a garden party, the cocked finger of Bristow. Crowd awash in nostalgia. Your commentators also.
Well, we're going for the ball now for the right, and they're just having the final practice 3 darts.
Still practice darts, but the bowling up starts now.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be Eric to throw first for the ball.
So this for the right for the first darts. It's the best of 11 sets, first to 6, and Lowe will be fancying his chance to beat that into the inner 25 ring, or even the ball. Statement of intent from Lowe.
First leg, John.
Yes, in the old days,
The very best of order, please.
Lobo and Bristow were the first 2 names on the England sheet in the great glory days of darts. So he went into a pub in 1975. Picked up some darts, a man was taken short, Lowe threw 100, and the rest is history. A winner of world title, the world championship in 3 separate decades. And they were talking about a one they had in 1987 when Lowe beat Bristow for the world title 6-4. And Eric, surely he can't Dave Lanning start with the max. I do not credit what I'm seeing.
140.
Well, Bristow was never one to be shy of playing to the gallery. And we are going to have some Stardust entertainment here.
And what have the previous people been saying about Bristow? He's the master of psychology. Whether he's winding you up, pulling your leg, or winking at the audience, or smacking a 140 to start. Who knows what he would have won had he not got the dart titles in the 1980s. 5 titles, world titles, Bristow. 5 world masters. He would have had 10 world titles had the dart titles not struck.
The Circus Tavern, many regard as the spiritual home of big-time darts, has never had a more pulsating evening than this.
41.
That's right, Taylor. Andy Fordham coming up later for £100,000 kitty. This nostalgic match. Lowe still in the top 32. Eric doesn't make the cut so often,
26.
but who can forget when he pushed Taylor in 97 here, Dave Lanning, in a fantastic semi-final.
Yes, that we rather thought might have been his last hurrah. Eric, bless him, still believes there's a lot of good darts in him.
41.
And John Lowe, well, he's still in the top 32, only just.
Here's Lowe going to make a big hole now. Needs 2 big trebles now. His adjustment is cockeyed. To be
41.
very kind, Eric. Trying to set up a nice little 2-darter here.
Well, Eric went roaring into this leg with a 140, and he still knows where the trebles are.
Very unlucky not in the treble turn there. Still Eric is looking at a 17-darter as Lobo comes in on his trail.
62.
Slack last dart there, Dave.
47.
For the first blood, 47. And now double 16.
Oh, it's a blocker. Gets it, even though it's a blocker! Bristow reels back the end! What a start!
To throw first.
Welcome back. We rejoin the action in the third leg. Bristow now leads 2-0, showing some vintage darts to this packed house.
100.
Lovely last dart. He's going to need something here. Eric Bristow. Dave Lanning's immortal words. Bristow was the burglar. Taylor is the mugger. We'll see later. But he is thrown in his own words. Lovely! Right
100.
here. Lovely last dart.
Here's Lowe then with that classically fluid throwing action. We've seen that for so many years.
43.
Not really finding the mark this evening.
Used to have some great matches against the late Alan Evans. Massive matches in the 80s. And the great John Thomas Wilson jockey was probably watching this in Scotland.
43.
And they were the two for mine when he could cheek him out, who could actually not let Bristow put them off, Dave.
Yes, I remember another World Cup final with Bristow and Wilson in Edinburgh, Sid, when they were literally kicking each other's shins.
100.
Signs that Lowe is finding his rhythm and range.
Lovely first one by Bristow, just not able to let under into this lovely last dart by Bristow. Comes for a dipper into the 16.
100.
Nice last dart by Lowe.
Yes, remember when Eric Bristow won that championship in Tokyo, Sid, it was something like about 4 million yen, or 40 million yen, I think it was, and he took it back to his hotel room, poured it on the floor, and rolled in it.
You require 158.
John Lowe set up the tournament. 60 coming in now. Treble 18 is very handy now for Lowe. Trails 2-zip to the great Bristow.
98. Eric, you require 152.
Big finish this for Bristow. He's 2 up, remember.
This would be fantastic, this shot. Looking at the 3-darter there, and he's still averaging over 90, Bristow.
82. John, you require 60.
To drag back a leg here, Lowe. Double top, has to move across the oche. getting his geometry correct, too high. Needs the double.
Just pulled it, hit the barrel of the dart. And a set of a massive 3-zip lead in a race only to 6. Bristow can do it with 2 darts. For once, fat 20. 2 16s, he hasn't been missing these. On the way!
Well, John Lowe really does need this double top now.
Topsy once. Stops the Bristow parade! His fans and the whole region show their appreciation of that shot.
Game on!
2-1 then. Bristow had a shot at a double. For 3 love.
100.
A little bit too much finger movements. Sliding down the barrel on the last one by Eric. John Lowe once nearly got a TV advert from an eye lotion because he moves nothing at all, not even blinks.
43.
Yes, and I remember, Sid, that he couldn't do the commercial because when he used the eye drops, they made them blink.
That's life. Pulling a bad in there, Eric. Now 47. See, it doesn't like the cut is often as low these days, nowhere.
140.
But John Part and 1 or 2 others hindered. Give him an audience, and you get an exhibition from Eric.
Oh, Eric Bristow will be loving this. One of the great regrets of his career, I think, is that he had his peak before the Sky Razzmatazz and show business came into darts, and he would have milked this, and indeed is milking this tonight. He's loving it, so are we.
60.
Unfortunate with the last dart. This Lobo stares at Eric's chase again down to the double. Eric almost certain to be at the double first. In the heyday, the
62.
second 2 would have been in the 60 following the marker.
Well clear here though, Bristow 201 for a 3-1 lead. First to 6, of course.
Beautiful last dart. Bristow's got the weight of the thrower. Watch for that later in our Mardle and Shelton match, and then against Fordham and Taylor. Taylor against Fordham, rather. The weight of the throw is favouring Eric. John is throwing the dart about 6 inches too heavy. Good adjustment there.
100. Eric, you require 102.
102 then for Bristow.
Ball
Go
double
for the
16.
ball. Double 16. This would be a fantastic finish, and he's just half an inch inside the ring.
It would have been a 15 darter. And Lobo way, way back in the forests of his native Derbyshire in this leg. Brissy should do this
60.
like spoon and minestrone.
Eric, you require 16.
40% checkout success rate for Bristow. He's 3 darts at double 8.
Double 4.
No
bother. Well, it's just like in 97 when he showed Taylor. The whites of his eyes had forced Taylor in the semi-final. Yeah, Eric Chinowa clubs. The Circus Tavern.
John Lowe has his pride, and he will not wish to be given a toasting by his old rival. He's still in there plugging and chugging.
60.
Good old northern word. Old Norse, towsin, means towsin or towsling. Means bashing up heavy if you live in Essex. Bristow, the Predator.
100.
He's given a dartboard by his dad George when he was 11. Was in the Bloxham Cup in the London Super League by the time he was 16. World champion in his early 20s 5 times. Bristow,
60.
the burglar. Just the pinch games against Lowe. Winking at the audience.
Well, you've got to remember, Sid, he also lost his last 4 World Championship finals. He really could have won as many titles as Taylor with darts like this.
140.
He played 2 of those world title matches with the dartitis that he had for many years.
And for any newcomers to our sport, I don't imagine there are many of you out there, but dartitis is a particular affliction for dart players which makes it almost impossible for them to release the dart. Eric was the biggest name to be thus so afflicted.
Nothing wrong with him now, though. It affected him for the 18 months before he won the big Tokyo 43,000, but it came back unexpectedly for several years after. You'll sign a dartitis here, Dave. Only one guy got yip your ear here, and that's Lowe.
100.
Eric wants it!
Eric will require 161.
Well, if he could hit this, it would bring the place down. Wrong treble.
$55. John, you require 141.
Well, this was the shot which, the checkout, which won him £112,000 in 1984, but he's gone a completely different way this time. In 1984,
57.
when I was doing that commentary, he went for treble
Eric, you require
17, then treble 18,
106.
then double 18.
For 4-1, and making it a Bristow parade here in Essex. 2 16s for another Perla on the wire.
74.
Loving it. Here's the
John,
brace.
you require 84.
John Lowe now looking at 84, treble 20 would leave him double 12. 14s or 16s. Now the ball.
Just missed.
59.
Hit the semi button as Bristow
Eric, you
comes
require
to
32.
take that up to 4-1, leaving him 2 to win. Remaces with effort, 2 16s. Bingle on the bench! Move over 3 bears! Bristow reels back the years here in Essex.
Sixth leg, Eric to throw first.
Well, it really is a joy to see Eric Bristow in this kind of a brilliant mood. It's a vintage performance. 88 his average, 44% his checkout success rate, 4-1 up against his old rival. And
95.
my colleague Helen Chamberlain did say to Eric, is this the start of the comeback? If he can play like this, he's going to be back up with the boys.
That's right. Won the indoor league, mid-70s.
60.
Wrote the legend of darts, did Bristow. 5 times world champion. Hammered Bobby George, hammered John Lowe in 81. Then he went really to town between 84 and 86. Beat Whitcomb, Lowe and Whitcomb again.
140.
Bristow averaging just over 90.
60.
You know, and this average would have won a world championship, Sid, back, and he's right back, pretty close to his most impressive form.
60.
Well, we could, Dave Lanning, something in me Geordie Water says possibly. Bristow has reeled back the airs. Nothing wrong with the patter. Nothing wrong with the aggro and the tension up there for Bristow. Taylor could be maybe worried about him after being very worried about Fordham later.
Well, he's got 12 years on John Lowe. Remember, Lowe's still in the top 32. Eric's 12 years younger.
123.
He'll be fancying his chance.
Eric still averaging a 90.5 to Lobo's 68.
85.
83 then for
83.
Bristow for 5-1, 1 leg away from victory.
For a 40 in Donna. Unlucky. 2 hits coming in for Briss. On the wire.
67.
Well, he will be back because Lowe's way back on 215. Eric had 2 darts at a double for 5-1.
Well, he keeps saying to the likes of Taylor and the likes of me and Dave Lanning, I'm playing well, Sid. You want to see me playing in
Eric requires
exhibitions?
16.
You're seeing he can do it with millions of eyes upon him. 2 hits. Double 4. Nice mark there for the next one into the green.
8 score.
The first time he's missed doubles with more than 2 darts, and Lowe on 170 to revive his fortunes. It's the highest checkout with 3 darts. It's not on now.
Well,
45.
2 4s coming
Eric, you
in
require 8.
to put Eric on the hill. 1 away from victory. Looking at 2 4s.
Middle of the bed. 6th leg.
Lobo, very much a wolf in Winder as he approaches 60.
7th leg. John to throw first.
And Lowe
Game
throwing
on.
to save this match, and we wouldn't have thought that. 5-1 down.
5-2 to win the match. John Lowe thought myself, stuck the Geordie lip out and thought Lobo
41.
because he gets further than Eric in most tournaments these days. But it is always that amazing chemical reaction of Bristow in the big time, Bristow with a big crowd. Can't get enough of it.
60.
What said to me, winning is the best medicine known to man. Dishing out some to Lobo here. Now adjusted shot, Dave.
60.
Now, I'm afraid it has been a very shadowy performance from John Lowe, 65 the average, and he really hasn't threatened Bristow at any stage of the match.
And they are unlucky shots, those.
Sixty-eight.
Those two misses into the 1 and the 5 are very unlucky. Got the weight of the shot perfect from the start, but sometimes just loses the line, Eric.
A capacity crowd,
66.
absolutely packed in. We have media friends. We have 10 Fleet Street sports editors, we are told here this evening. And both the broadsheets and the tabloids in the market really has captured the imagination of the British public
100.
this evening.
And guess who's grabbing the headlines early doors? Eric de Vries from Stoke Newington via Staffordshire. The crafty Cockney
100.
looking set to take this one. Battle of the old rivals, 5 times world champion. Unique style, uncomparable patter. World's greatest wind-up ever.
100.
Well, that's true, Sid. Eric's back. That says it all, and he really is back. And one thing in his career he's never been short of, and that's a word or two. And
81.
he's stuck his neck out from time to time, but he's always backed his word. And I'm sure he'll have something to say about this performance.
See, again, very unlucky, just the width of the way out. And a little bit too much finger on the last dot.
John, you require 153.
Big finish for Lowe. Needs to go all around the board. Treble 19 should be the first target. No, went for the treble 20. Now he's got to come for 19, surely.
137.
To something with a 2-door. Bristow can do it. Yeah.
20 for tops.
For the match, tops.
38. John, you require 16.
To stay alive, John Lowe, double 8. Oh.
No time to go round the house. Oh, what a mess. What a fat one. Hit the skinny bit. Incredible.
14 score. Eric, you require 40.
And Bristow looks ultimately confident of this double top.
Middle of the bids! Bristow rides again with apologies to Destry. I thought he couldn't produce it anymore, but his chemistry and a crowd